Welcome to the Gray Space. I'm Marisa Johnson, and welcome to day 4 of my 30 days of showing up for myself through consistency of posting on my YouTube channel. And today, guys, I'm just going to talk about work-life balance. It's something we hear about all the time, but let's be real. Some days it feels completely impossible. For me, it looks like going back and forth in between being corporate, being a contractor, running a household, showing up for my kids, and still trying to find time for my personal passions while still being somebody's wife. It could be a lot, but in this season, I'm realizing that balance isn't just about perfection. It's about knowing that no matter what season I'm in, whether it's full-time, whether it's freelance, whether it's running a business, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And that's the mindset shift I've been working through lately. Today, I want to have an open conversations about the reality of balancing work, motherhood, and my own personal goals, and the struggle, the wins, and the lessons I'm learning along the way. Going back to corporate as a contractor, which is my situation right now after the layoff last year. It's been an adjustment. I'm so grateful for the stability that it brings, but I also realized that I had to work through the mindset around security and control. I think for so long, I'm fixated on stability, on making sure I had everything planned out the way I wanted, making sure I was in control over my career. But over time, I've seen God just shows me something different, through layoffs, through my job shifts, through new opportunities. I've always been okay, even when it feels really chaotic. No matter what whatever transition I've gone through, I've been provided for. My family's been taken care of. And that's what I have to root myself in when I'm seeing like, okay, my contract ends this day. What am I going to do next? And I have to remind myself that sometimes I can let the stress and the worry creep in, but my faith tells me that I cannot operate in fear. And so that cliche term of when one door closes, another one opens, it is true in a sense, and it has been true. And God has been faithful in that because I do always land on my feet. So that's something that I've had to shift in this work-life balance mindset that I'm trying to adopt. Let's shift over to the realities of motherhood. Every morning I wake up at 5 a.m., 5:15 at the latest. Not because I have to, but because I need that time, whether it's to pray, to have a moment for myself, to work out. It's just before this full day of chaos, before this day of the unknown starts, I need that time to just be with myself. And then from that moment, I start making breakfast for the kids, packing their lunches, checking homework, getting them dressed. Well, luckily I have my husband. He really helps with getting them dressed. And then I do their hair. And my morning is entirely about the kids. Anytime I try to squeeze something else in, like the mornings just become so stressful. And this week, for example, my husband was in Houston. And so it was just me doing all that. And the reality of parenting, there are just so many seasons where you can carry more. And there are seasons where you have to ask for help. And so I am grateful to have a partner who balances these things with me. But even still, finding time for my personal passions, that's just hard because these kids, we have dedicated to them that they are going to come first above a lot, above everything. We're growing them, we're developing them, and we really need to nurture them and to put the effort into them, put the time into their activities, into their schoolwork. And that's also rewarding as well. It's something that I never really knew could be rewarding, but watching them learn and develop is something that, I hope will pay off one day. One thing that I've had to learn is that I have to, regardless of everything, make time for the things I also care about. No one is going to give me that time. I have to take that time, whether it's between meetings, during lunch break, or evening when the house is finally quiet. Like, I have to carve out that space to create for my work, for my projects, to work out, to take a walk, to just be with me. I also realized something else, that my kids are fully capable of doing more. So I think I've spent over the past 7 years of doing everything for them. And I could probably get into deeper of like why that is, why I have to do everything for them. Part of that is most likely control. Some of that is, wanting to give them more or wanting to just show up for them and make their life easier. And that's just a big part of me slowing down this year, is like learning to teach them responsibility. I don't need to be the one wiping down the table for them after dinner or sweeping up after them or putting their dishes away. They're old enough to clean up after themselves, to wash their dishes, to help out a little bit more. Mind you, they're only 7 and 4, but like there's stuff they could be doing that I don't have to do. And that's not just for me to get a break, but that's also about raising independent, capable, and aware of how they contribute in this household. Like, it's all of us here, and I'm not your maid. So, and I've started being really honest with them. Like, I tell them, mommy needs some space right now, girls. Like, I'm not about to pretend with y'all. Like, I want to just be up in here cleaning this house all day. Like, y'all need to understand that I need space. Y'all need space. You need to clean up in your space. Like, I don't have to do all this stuff for you. So I have to honor, the things that I need for myself as well. It's just important as taking care of the kids. It's just important as, showing up at work. Like, I can't do all these things if I'm not okay. So I want them to also understand and ask for space and understand that mommy needs space and mommy needs to take care of herself. And it's okay to honor the things that you need as well. If I've learned anything this season, it's the balance is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about knowing what's important and making space for it. There's only so many hours in the day. Some days I feel like I'm winning. Other days I feel like I'm just surviving. But I know that I'm doing my best, and that's enough. I also know that I don't have to carry it all alone. Like, I can delegate, I can ask for help, I can set boundaries, and I can remind myself that I'm going to be okay. That no matter what, I'm going to find my way. And hey, we all going to be okay. We're all doing the best we can with what we have going on in this world. And trust me, everybody got something going on in this world. So I know so many of us struggle with work-life balance, whether you're a working mom, an entrepreneur, a full-time parent, or balancing a million responsibilities. It's not easy, but you are not alone. So let's talk about it. Drop a comment. How do you make space for yourself while juggling everything? What is your biggest struggle when it comes to balance? Help me out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss the rest of my 30-day challenge. I'm pushing myself to show up consistently, and I would love your support in doing this. This is the Grace Space, a place for healing, for growth, for alignment. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are already enough. So keep going, and I'll see you next episode.